A new carry hero is hitting the pro scene in 8K MMR, and her name is Templar Assassin. Hi, I'm Torte, Lini. If you've been watching the recent PGL Wallachia, you probably noticed that Templar Assassin is one of the most banned heroes at the event. Since the patch of 7.38c, she has swung to the top of the leaderboards in terms of win rate. Let's break it down. With the new map design in the Wandering Waters update of 7.38, the jungle has been massively widened, making ganking a lot easier only if you have the necessary vision to spot your targets. The heroes who can both gain vision but also pressure the map at a relatively early timing are key. Heroes like Night Stalker with Dark Ascension or today's meta carry hero, Templar Assassin with Psionic Traps fit that bill. Both of these heroes need very few items to apply pressure, and in the case of Templar Assassin, farms incredibly fast thanks to Psi Blades to hit her item timings incredibly quickly. With the new map change, Templar Assassin can now farm Ancients behind the lane early on, as well as stack jungle camps with relative ease and no real items necessary thanks to Psi Blades and Refraction bonus damage. Previously, TA opted for the Void Blades facet as the developers nerfed the Refractor facet to make it less efficient in farming and less resilient in its barrier charges during the laning stage. But in 7.38c, they buffed refraction charges back to pre-7.36 numbers. This change means with the refraction or refractor facet, she gets double her attack damage with refraction by level 7. And what's more is that your refraction damage scales because her level 20 and 25 talent buffs that damage and charges up to 120 damage and an additional 4 charges. What's more is that TA is a great response to a lot of popular picks right now. For heroes like Ursa, her refraction cancels out his overpower charges, Nature's Prophet Sprout is nullified by Templar Assassin's core item Hurricane Pike, and for late game heroes like Phantom Assassin, TA's late game items can be swapped around to counter, though like Monkey King Bar instead of, Daedalus. That item swapping matters as she's a natural counter to popular meta offlaners like Legion Commander or Beastmaster, because TA can easily pick up Lincoln Sphere instead of Black King Bar, as well as the refraction helping to deal with early Legion duels. Similarly, for mid laners, Templar Assassin's Ag Shard silences and counters popular picks like Queen of Pain, Puck, and Storm Spirit. Since you can cast your Psionic Traps from an extreme distance, this makes ganking those types of heroes all the more easily, or counter ganking in case of Queen of Pain or Ember Spirit or even Storm Spirit. So all in all, Templar Assassin is a good response to what's meta both in terms of the new map, but also current popular heroes from laning stage to the mid game. Now in terms of skill build, Templar Assassin doesn't really alter away from her usual build. With Refractor, you max out Refraction obviously, but you're grabbing an early point in Meld to help secure last hits, and a point in Psi Blades for the split damage percentage, as the initial levels give you a whopping 70% damage spillover, as well as some initial attack range. Now that spillover matters a lot from the laning stage to your mid game farming, as the extra damage you receive from Refraction and Meld will apply to the spillover. This is what makes harassing your opponent in the lane as you secure last hits so nice, but also how you farm stack jungle camps so efficiently for Templar Assassin. Meld is maxed second, as with the Refraction, you'll be instantly bursting down most opponents with your core items and pressure on the map. Again, this is a hero that sets the tempo and controls the map, so your item and skill build timing is essential to get right. About your item build, Templar Assassin has some staples like Desolator, which when comboed with Meld, reduces the armor by 14, meaning you deal more damage to your target, and the spillover damage is also increased to nearby enemies. Blink Dagger and Hurricane Pike means you can combo kill most heroes before they can even react by blinking on top of them, melding, attack, to then Hurricane Pike them away, so your follow through armor reduced physical damage destroys them from a safe distance. Don't forget to activate Refraction so you deal even more damage with your attacks. Now lastly, Ag Shard is also a common core pickup for her for the reasons I stated before, a long range, slow, and silence. And that's pretty much it. As mentioned, your late game items can range from Daedalus and Black King Bar to further pursue damage output and scaling, or you can swap those out for Lincoln Sphere, Revenant's Brooch, Monkey King Bar, etc. So in summary, Templar Assassin is very much the flavor of today's meta. She works out at a high MMR because her Psionic Traps compensate for the much needed vision teams need to pressure the map. Given how fast she can hit her item timings thanks to the convenience of nearby ancient camps and stacked jungle camps by teammates, she can dominate the map pretty efficiently and tear down towers as a result with her Desolator. To note that this hero only really works if you're a proactive player who really plays up to her item timings. If you're playing her like a farming late game carry, you're leaving free wins on the table and instead trying to compete with enemies who just do that better, like Morphling and Terrorblade. You can definitely take these heroes on with Revenant's Brooch, but it requires you to actually fight them at an earlier moment when Templar Assassin is at her strongest, and evidently when your foes are not quite equipped to handle her pressure. Lastly, opt to pick Void Blades facet if you're dealing with heroes who deal damage over time, like Wraith King with Radiance, Sand King with Sandstorm, or Darkseer with Iron Shell, as your Refraction protective barrier will not last long.